Yeah. So, for the last couple of years, I've gone around and banged the drum saying, look, Bitcoin is a non-correlated asymmetric asset and should serve as a great safe haven. And so in March, immediately when Bitcoin drew down literally 50% in a single day at one point, everyone started yelling and screaming saying, oh, that's been disproven. But I wrote this piece publicly and said that during a kind of economic crisis or an uncertainty, it's a liquidity crisis. And so every asset goes down. Gold went down double digits, Bitcoin went down double digits, the stock market went down double digits, etc. And so during that period, investors are scared and they want dollars. And so they just look around their portfolio and say, anything that has a liquid market attached to it, I'm selling it. And so that happened. It was a very, very rapid depreciation of almost every asset in the world other than dollars. And you saw that strengthening dollar. Now, as soon as the government stepped in, just like in 2008, 2009, when the government stepped in, gold had already dropped about 30% over the summer of '08. Then gold rallied and ended up hitting an all-time high and had depreciated about 200% by 2011. Same thing here with Bitcoin. There was this crisis, sells off, government steps in, and now all of a sudden you've got people running back into those inflation hedge assets. Gold's been up about 20, 25%. Bitcoin now is up, I think it's like 800% in the last 2 years, over 300% in 2020. And I think that you're just starting to see more and more investors looking for those inflation hedges because the monetary stimulus is not going to stop. And so I think Bitcoin not only has done well over the last 2 years, but will continue to do well going through the rest of 2021.
Anthony, what do you say to critics who are staying away from Bitcoin because they don't believe the use case is convincing?
Yeah, look, there's two things that a currency is used for, right? One is a store of value and two is a medium of exchange. From a store of value standpoint, there's over 100 million people who hold this. You now have everyone from Fidelity to Paul Tudor Jones to Stanley Druckenmiller and many other smart folks who have decided that it is worth holding. And then in a medium of exchange standpoint, the on-chain adjusted transaction volume of Bitcoin was greater last year than the annual transaction volume of Venmo, PayPal, or Apple Pay. So there was more usage of the Bitcoin payment rails than some of the most popular fintech products. And so it's kind of like the Yogi Berra quote that is basically, oh, nobody goes to that restaurant. It's always too busy. Well, no, there are people using this, and it's been a kind of a misconception of Bitcoin that there are no use cases. But what we're actually seeing is not only are the retail users using this for payments of goods and services, but now we're even seeing corporations, there's Square and MicroStrategy, putting this on their balance sheets. And you're starting to see the narrative change very quickly. And Bitcoin is transitioning from what used to be kind of a contrarian idea or a contrarian trade to a consensus trade. And I think that's where you're getting this repricing of the asset and kind of the rapid price appreciation as more and more folks on Wall Street come into the asset and want exposure.